This is an It Came From GenX video.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's time for It Came From GenX. We've been off for a week, but we are glad to be back with a fresh, brand new show. Life as you know it through the eyes of GenXers. We are three best friends from Akron, Ohio, Kenmore High School students. I am Porterhouse. Say hello to the skin bone. And my man, Fish. What's going on, Fish?
How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Good to see you guys again. Technical difficulties prevented us from having a current show last week, but we hope you enjoyed the repeat. And it's good to see you guys. We haven't been together since Father's Day weekend.
Right. That's right.
What an awesome time we had. A little golf tournament with set up by our own Coach Cooper and company. Skinner, your father was there. And he was just great people. Coop's parents were there. They're like my second parents. Amy was there, obviously, Amy Cooper. We just had a wonderful group of people. And I got to tell you, man, I had so much fun in that cart with Fish trying to play some golf.
So let me say something here. So Keith and I roll in the golf course. Now I'm a terrible golfer. I play twice a year. Okay.
And let me hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
He's a terrible golfer, but he's twice as good as I am. Okay.
Yeah. So Keith had never. We got in the cart. I'm like, Keith, have you ever played golf in your entire life? No. And I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna be a long day. Long day, and it was a long afternoon.
It was a long day, boy.
4 hours for 9 holes. 4 hours, but we had fun. It was a beautiful day.
We had a
lot of fun.
Here's a phrase you got to remember when you play golf with me and Fish. I just pick it up. Let's go.
That's right. That's enough.
That's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough, right?
Put me down for 5.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, we didn't even keep score, and I didn't finish last.
That's right.
When they said in last place, I was about to stand up. There was somebody else. I was like, what? We didn't even keep score.
Yeah, we were
That's how horrible we were.
Yeah, we were paired up. We were paired up with others who played. We didn't know who we were paired up with at random.
Right.
And since we didn't turn in a scorecard, we were double par automatic score. And then I had Robbie, Julie's husband, and then he didn't have a very good game either.
No,
so
he didn't.
We came in last. Hey, what the heck?
I'm like, man, that was my claim to fame. I came home, I told everybody,
right.
I did not finish in last. Next to last, but I was not last.
Oh,
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. But anyway, we had a great time. It was so great to see your dad out there, Skinner. Hadn't seen him since my mom's service. So we just had fun. Just people who've been around each other for a long time, love one another. And I hope we all get together again soon. So,
just not for golf.
Man. Well, no time soon, but I'm looking forward to doing it again. Now Steele wants to go, so I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do that, son.
There you go.
Some clubs we can beat up and go on out.
Steele, you get to ride with your dad if you go.
Yeah.
I just knew I was going to end up in a cart with Skinner, but that didn't happen. So
it's all right. We had fun. It's good.
We had fun. It was great.
My dad saved you for that one.
Yeah, I did. Who did he really save? That's the question.
Right.
I think we both got saved. So anyway, I hope you all had a great Father's Day, all of our fathers out there. And to all of our listeners, we want to say thank you so much. We appreciate your support, those that text me or call me and say, hey, I heard your show and this and that. So please don't reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Got to point out my shirt right here today.
There you go. Livewire.
A gift to me from the manager of Livewire, one of the best Motley Crue tribute bands on the East Coast, based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And if you're looking for a Motley Crue tribute act, they travel. Contact Joel Ramey at 412-452-6884. But I want to thank them for the shirt, and it is pretty awesome. So we got a lot to talk about. So, Fish, why don't you go tell them where they can find the show?
All right. You might be listening to us on WMVU.org, Global Internet Radio, Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. Just pull up their site, play live now, and you can listen to us right there, along with our other fine content, other shows, music, and all that for free. Listen to us whenever you want to on demand. We can be found on many major podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Verbal, and more. Just pull up your podcast platform of choice. Find us. It Came From GenX. Give us a subscribe, and as we post new episodes every week, they'll pop in your podcast feed for you, free of charge. All show information, our YouTube channel, It Came From GenX, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Two main places you can find all of our links. Our Linktree account is Google It Came From GenX Linktree, and it's simply a page with links to our social media. Very simple. Also links to where you can listen to us. Nothing to log into, just a page. And our website. Go one place, go to our website, It Came From GenX, one word, .wordpress.com. Pull us up there. All show information's there. Links to new episodes, links to videos, links to where you can listen to us. All that good stuff is there. And if you choose to be a sponsor of the show, you can find a link to our Patreon account on the website, or pull up patreon.com/itcamefromgenx. If you wish to get Keith an actual Motley Crue shirt, that'd be terrific. So, or maybe a set of golf clubs, maybe golf lessons or something for both of us, right?
There you go.
So, if you do like our stuff, the best thing you do is to give us a like, share, subscribe, rating, review, anything you could do, and tell a friend. It's how we grow. And that's it. We appreciate your support out there. Thank you very much.
Tell an enemy, too, if you really want to get them. So,
that's right.
Yeah, you can also find us at, you can find us at www.manfeet.com.
Oh, no, here we go. Real quick, before we get started, I want to shout out the man, Christoph Dominic, at WMVU.org.
Thank you, brother.
Without him, we wouldn't be here. And for the reason I was able to celebrate Father's Day for the first time, Michael Skinner Jr., our boss behind the scenes, he's the one that makes us sound good. Can't make us look good because that's impossible, but he makes us sound good all over the airwaves. And without him, I'm not sure where we'd be as well.
Kudos to him. He's getting it done, man. I mean, he's traveling. He's doing some incredible things. We're very proud of him. And I look for this kid being a star really, really soon, man. I'm telling you.
Yep. Not only am I a dad, I'm a proud father of all my kids, but I'm especially proud of Mike with where he's come in his career so far. So keep it up, son.
All right. Well, while you're talking, brother, world news. Let's do it.
Yeah. We've been last couple of weeks, not much has been going on other than COVID or, the Russia and conflict. But, boy, some bombshells hit over the last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
say the least.
We got two things that's happened over the last, I would say, 96 hours. The Supreme Court. I'll hold my feelings and my thoughts till after everything. You guys get yours in. The first ruling was the reversal of Roe versus Wade. For those that don't know what that is they have put the option for the states to either allow or disallow abortions for any reason at any time during a pregnancy. I don't list myself as a Democrat. I don't list myself as a Republican. Again, hold off. I'm sorry. I'm going to wait until we're all done. But from my understanding, it was mostly a Republican-based decision for this through the Supreme Court.
That's what it was.
The second one that happened today, and you guys can talk about both of them equally, and this one's just, to me, is almost as important. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of former Bremerton High School District football coach in Bremerton, Washington. His name is Joseph Kennedy. His case went all the way to the Supreme Court. He was fired last year for praying after games on the football field. They had his First Amendment rights were trounced on. They allowed him to, I don't say they're allowed to, but they've put in favor of him for this, saying free exercise and free speech clauses of the First Amendment protect him from allowing him to have prayer after the game. Now, he never forced himself on any player, any official, any parent to come join him. He simply went out on the field after the game, kneeled, and prayed.
You got to give me some context, brother. I am really confused right now. This is the first time I heard about this was in pre-production meeting just a few minutes ago.
Okay.
I don't understand. They've been praying after games since who knows when. All the pros get together and pray after football games. What am I missing here?
Let me see if I can get any more context. I'm going off of NBC News.
Was it just their program or their state? Maybe just their local school?
Just their local district didn't allow
it
because
name again?
His name is Kennedy. I'm sorry, Joseph Kennedy, Bremerton High School district football coach. The district said it was trying to avoid the appearance that the school was endorsing a religious point of view. So they were backpedaling for the atheists and those that, the cancel culture. Let's call it for what it is. They were trying to avoid confrontation with anyone just by saying, hey, you can't do this. You can do it behind closed doors, but you can't do it on the football field after a game.
So this must have been a personal thing with that high school then.
That's what it looks like.
It's what it looks like. It truly does. So, Fish, you're pretty up with it. Let's start with you. What your feelings are. Let Keith kind of ponder on his thoughts here for a minute, and we'll get to him.
Yeah, to me, this is kind of an easy one. It's like, you don't have to believe in what he's doing, but, if he's doing something quietly, he's not forcing others to participate unwillingly, he's not causing a scene, he's simply kneeling down quietly and praying. I mean, so what? I mean, leave the man alone. Who cares? So, I'm glad he won that case, and they set some precedent there. Again, whole different ball game if you're trying to push any type of, belief, religious belief or something on your players. It's not welcome. I don't know. But again, like you said, Keith, teams pray. Even with that, you don't have to participate if you don't want to. It's fine. So just leave people alone. It's not a big deal.
They go to the middle of the field, and it don't matter what team you're on.
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
If you want to join. If you don't, you keep stepping. This obviously sounds like maybe a school, maybe a town, maybe a county that is, very much against prayer or whatever. But a couple weeks ago, somebody had put something on Facebook talking about you think they should allow prayer in school, repost or whatever, and I reposted it, and I had a couple people jump down my throat about it. And the one fact they both made, there's still prayer in school. You don't have to participate if you don't want to. Well, what's the problem then? Same here. As long as that coach isn't making somebody pray,
right?
Join in, don't join in, or whatever. But I've never understood why people who claim to be anti-God or atheist or whatever, why they get upset over somebody who they don't even think exists. Why does it bother you so much? I've never understood that.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a great point.
So anyway, the other subject, which is really the buzz of the week, the day, and for who knows how long. I got to say this first of all. I am shocked that this has happened. I am really shocked that it's happened. I didn't see it happening. And to me, it kind of came out of nowhere. I'm sure, obviously, this has been buzzing around for a long time, and I don't think anybody ever thought it was going to pass and go through. So I'm very surprised to hear it. I don't know what to think about it. I know my personal beliefs is I really believe a lot of the problems, my spiritual beliefs, a lot of the problems that this country has dealt with has been because of the massive killing of babies. But abortion is a lot trickier than that. First of all, you got to determine what is a baby and what isn't a baby. You can't say every abortion was killing a baby. That is the defining thing of it to me.
That's how they treat it. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's impossible to do that. You have to really make a realistic determination of when a child becomes a person, and then you can go from there. Now, I'm not for abortion. I don't believe in it. I don't like it. But I also don't like a bunch of stuffy old dudes with white eyebrows telling women what they can and they cannot do.
Right.
It's a very, very tricky subject. I think it's kind of like I don't know how to put this, but I do think I would rather have the state look at every individual case than we just have a massive, it's okay to have an abortion if you want to. That's how I feel about it. Plain and simple.
Fish?
Well, I'm with you, Keith, in many respects here. I don't necessarily agree with all abortion. There's definitely a lot of, I'm sure, a lot of women. It's a very tough decision for a lot of women. I'm sure.
Sure.
A lot of it's health issues. A lot of it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could support this child.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I feel for the ones who have these situations where their life's in danger or they were sexually assaulted. All these other things. I feel for them in that instance, but it's run amok away from that.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Fish.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just frightening the power of 9 individuals that have their own opinion and how they want to shape the country. And you say you were surprised by this. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, this is being set up for a very long time. When more and more these conservative judges that clearly spoke out against abortion when they were getting appointed to the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Now they're shaping all the, and there's going to be more changes coming. I'm sure, with other rights being taken away from same-sex marriage and a few other things as well. But it's just really unfortunate. Now you're putting women in a position to where they're going to have to travel to another state that offers the service. I have seen a lot of companies that's stepping up, some big companies like Disney. There's a few of them that are saying, hey, if our employees need this service, we will pay for the travel to a state that offers this type of care to take care of their people. But it's unfortunate. You're gonna burden all the states that have that type of care. It's just really becoming more and more of a mess. And a lot of states have pretty much banned it almost completely since. So now it's become a full-on red-blue issue without a doubt. So if you're a red state, no abortion or very limited abortion. If you're a blue state, it's probably going to continue to be offered. Now, you watch the elections, it's going to be so much of this stuff here to where, vote for us, because we are for it or we are against it. It's going to be a very big deal. And
it'll be kind of a major part of everybody's platform.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you're going to see all this stuff here. And at the end of the day, who's caught in the middle are a lot of poor, scared women who, if they can't get the care properly in their own state, unfortunately, they're going to find other means to do it. They're going to hurt themselves. They're going to go into risky situations because either that kid's not coming or that kid's going to be abandoned somewhere. Yeah. And you're going to see a lot more. And the other side of it is, maybe there is, I just don't know about it, but I don't hear that states are necessarily going to be offering more care for young women, single women, whatever it is, that are bringing more children into the world because they weren't able to get this type of care, and they're going to be put in a worse position for it. I get it. Listen, everybody's got to be careful, practice safe, do all the things. If you're just, it shouldn't be a form of birth control, and I agree with those sentiments there, right? But again, if you need it and you're in a bad position, it should be something to where it's already a difficult decision, like I said before, for many women. It should not be something that they simply don't have a choice in the matter. And this is completely taking the choice away from a lot of women. That's very, very sad. It's very, very sad for this country. You know, I have a daughter. Skinner, you have a lot of daughters as well. I feel, bad for the women of this country. And we'll see what happens. I mean, there'll be a day, I'm sure, some states will flip blue, whatever it is, and there'll be more care offered in time. But it's a very unfortunate day for 9 people that have their own values and could put that on the country like that. It's really, really scary.
Okay, can we stop the sentiment stuff? Whatever happened to alternative ways of approaching the problem? Let me give you an example. All right, we are all against all this crap about gun control, right? We all kind of feel the same way about it. And we don't think a law, what if they came down tomorrow with a serious law, just as serious as the reversal of Roe versus Wade about guns? Most of us know it ain't going to change a dang on thing, because the people who don't obey laws are the ones that are killing people, right? And we also know that it's not about the guns. It's about changing the hearts of people. We got to get back to some strict rules, because we live in a capitalistic society. But you know what? You can't have 4-year-olds playing Call of Duty all day long and Grand Theft Auto, and doesn't desensitize them to violence. We can't have a bunch of 12-year-olds having kids, so they're raised on the streets without any parents, and doesn't think that they're not going to be more prone to violence. So I think we should also got to look at alternative ways to stop the population of unwanted pregnancies just as well, besides just worrying about no abortion or against abortion. So I'm totally against abortion, 100%, totally against the 100%. And I'd rather Roe v. Wade be overturned than the way it was, but I am awfully scared of what it's going to lead to. I'm awfully scared of the position it's going to put women in, and I'm awfully scared of they did that, then what's coming next. So I'm not ignorant to all those issues, but it's a very, very, very scary subject. And when we got to start looking at other ways besides abortion, no abortion, when it comes to pregnancies, we got to just stop getting pregnant some kind of way here too. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. Men got to be more responsible. Women got to be more responsible.
That's true too.
But it's a very, very touchy, scary subject.
That's true too. Skinner?
Yeah, I have 5 daughters. I have actually got 7 daughters. 4 of them are biological. And I hurt for each and every one of them because their rights were stripped this past week. I am not for abortion, but I'm also not against abortion. What I was reading is that if there is a rape, sexual assault, and a woman becomes pregnant, she has no alternative to not be pregnant. They're making this woman have this child. And this child is one of 2 things is going to happen. Like you had stated before, Keith, there's going to be kids going to be left on doorsteps of the police department for fire stations, or there's going to be kids up for adoption.
Trash cans too.
So many kids up for adoption that there's not going to be enough adoptive parents to house these kids. Where are these kids going to go? They're then going to go to children's services of all over the countries, or all the counties' children's services. There's no room for those kids now. This is only going to compound that even further. And that's just one aspect of it. Mm-hmm. What if there is a child that has a severe disability, like they're able to detect if there is going to be a problem where the child's not going to live a normal life, or there's something's going to happen to where the mother, if she goes through with the birth, she could possibly risk losing her life. Mm-hmm. Why do these women not have a choice to abort the pregnancy?
There could be some extreme situations for the mother, I think, but
right now there's nothing. All of that is under the abortion clause. You cannot terminate a pregnancy for any reason at any time. is what this right now. I'm hoping, like you said, that things are going to ease up down the
Like, it
road.
depends on
Things
the
are going to
state.
change.
Like, it depends on the state how they write the law. But now it's completely down to the states how they want to deal with it.
Yeah. So,
But you're
anyways,
right. In many respects, you're correct, though. Yeah.
so I feel for the women out there, those that, all women, no matter if they're 5, 6 months old, like my grandbaby is, her future, to my oldest daughter Brianna, who's 26, and my twin stepdaughters that are going to be 30 this year. I feel for every single one of the girls, all the way up and down the spectrum. So, anyways, a lot going on. Yeah, I think I can say that they got one right with the letting the coach pray, because that's going to open up the door for prayer in school, which we all have said that we can pinpoint where things went south when it comes to schools is when they took God and prayer out of the schools.
Yeah,
Things have
and
slowly
Madonna.
and Madonna,
Yep.
but things have
She's a
slowly
witch.
gone downhill since then.
He is.
And then, of course, we all disagree that the Roe versus Wade, we saw it coming. They've been talking about it for years. It was just a matter of time when this crap was going to happen. And fortunately, what we visioned 5 years ago when they started talking about this is now reality for us. So, all right, fellas, that's all I got. It's a pretty
All
tough
right.
subject
Yes, it is.
out there. Folks, I hope if you've got any comments, concerns, anything you want to say for the show, please reach out to the show. We'll be more than happy to talk to you personally, one-on-one, or if you want to comment on in the future show,
No, don't call
please
me.
get a hold of us.
All right. Thank you, Skinner. All right, let's get to some sports and music.
Love the rich, whole wheat goodness of Kellogg's Mini Wheats. But the delicious frosted side makes the rich kid in me open wide.
The nutritious shredded wheat helps keep me on my toes. But the little ballerina in me thinks the taste steals the show.
Kellogg's Mini Wheats, wholesome shredded wheat for the adult in you, great taste for the kid in you. So they're delicious and nutritious.
The whole grain wheat really packs a crunch, but the delicious taste gives it just the right punch.
I was going to say lighten it up a little bit, but I guess to start things off, I got to announce, unfortunately, a death in the world of sports. The great Tony Siragusa, Super Bowl champ with the Baltimore Ravens, has recently passed away at the age of 55.
Man.
Yeah, exactly. He was a defensive tackle. He was a huge man. He was known as Goose. And I'm telling you what, man, this guy could clog up a middle. He was something. He had a great career with the Colts, but he really didn't come to prominence until he joined the Ravens. That was just a great group with Ray Lewis and some of the other people. And he kind of became kind of a character, He hosted a lot of the shows, and, he deep fried the turkeys on Thanksgiving. And, he was real character, real funny guy. For as brutal as he was a funny human being. There's no announcement on cause of death.
I got something for you.
Go ahead. What you got?
Social media speculates if obesity or COVID-19 vaccine triggered a fatal heart attack in his sleep.
What?
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's heavy.
That is heavy.
Man. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Our sincere condolences to the Siragusa family and all those who loved him. Also, guys, in sports, I hate to announce this, but we're going to give them a little bit of other props. Well, the Golden State Warriors are the NBA 2022 champions. I know how we all feel about Golden State, but we all give Steph Curry his props. He has turned into a machine unlike we have never seen. I love watching the guy play. He's just a jerk, but I give him his props. And Golden State, who we thought were going to slide downhill, and here they are back on top again. So it is what it is. Any thoughts, Skinner? That's what I thought. Fish.
For those
I
listening, my 2 thumbs down.
I watched a few of these games this year because I was rooting for Boston here, and I was
Right.
rooting against Golden State, and it was actually. I mean, it's hard to call it an entertaining series. The Golden State won fairly easily in 6 games, but I tell you what, man, Steph Curry was playing at a level, at a whole other level.
Yeah.
And if for his, for him, they won a championship without Durant, right?
Right.
And then, obviously he came on, they won a couple more. And then obviously Durant leaves. And Steph Curry's right back on top again with a couple of the same dudes, but he was just shooting the lights out. He's scary. I mean, I can imagine being there on the court.
Scary.
It's just like he gets free for 1 second, he could kill you at any distance. So he's pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's the difference maker for that team. They play small ball, and that's what's been winning in this league. While we're talking about basketball, there's speculation now that because you mentioned about they won without Durant, and Durant was on the Brooklyn Nets, who was viewed as a super team. They had Kyrie Irving, they had James
Harden,
and of course they didn't do anything. Now the speculation is Kyrie might be rejoining LeBron in LA.
Yep.
He came out and made some comments in the media, basically admitting that he screwed that situation up, and that might be a prelude to him rejoining LeBron. Which right now the Lakers, but the situation they're in, that's their only thing they can really do right now. One of the only things they can do, unless somebody thinks of something else. They don't have any cap space. They got too many big contracts they're still paying off, and the only thing they can do right now is make that trade, which would make all the sense in the world. Send Anthony Davis to Brooklyn and bring Kyrie to the Lakers for simple reasons. Kyrie, they need somebody who can play off the ball, somebody that can create their own shots and score points. And that's what wins in the West, small ball. And the East, it's the big guys. You got Antetokounmpo, you got Joel Embiid. You got to have 7-footers, in the East. So it would be a great trade. One thing that makes sense. Kyrie's kind of a flake. We found out, kind of a jerk. So we don't know if he's a team killer or not. But as far as the Lakers are concerned, probably the only thing they can do right now to get back to prominence. So we'll see. Any thoughts,
he's
comments?
a kook.
Yeah,
I tell you, I mean, he will always be welcome in Cleveland in the sense of he made that shot to help us win that 2016 championship. He made one of the greatest shots in championship history.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will always respect him for that, but he is a terrible, terrible teammate, and he put the Nets in a bad position. Chased James Harden out of town in part. So I don't know. It's,
and of course he made a lot of noise over the vaccine thing, and of course he made a lot of noise over the flat earther thing. I don't know if you guys have been following this flat earth thing that is getting more and more momentum, like on Facebook and TikTok. But there's some amazing arguments being made.
Yeah.
Fascinating watches, fascinating reads. So we'll see.
Dummies.
Okay, guys. Yes. The other champions, the Colorado Avalanche. Congratulations to them winning the NHL Stanley Cup this year. And guys, the only reason I brought that up, one, to say congratulations, but two, what is going on with hockey lately? Canada has got to be highly upset right now. Did you know Canada, who ruled the hockey world, all the champions?
When's the last time they won?
Yeah.
It's been a while, right? Since the Canadian team won?
It right here. Hold on.
Because Tampa Bay won the last, 3 prior? I think Tampa Bay won the last 3 in a row. The
hottest state in the country, and they're winning hockey championships. Isn't that funny?
It's very fascinating. I find it very fascinating. You wouldn't think a sport like that would resonate with them. So let me get the list here.
Even Tampa Bay, the what is it? The Thunder,
Lightning.
They're more
Lightning.
The Lightning. They're more popular than Tom Brady and the Buccaneers down there.
Sure, so they said they won the last 3 in a row until this one, and they were in this finals. So pretty amazing run they've had.
Yep.
Very amazing. So here we go. This is a fascinating list. Just going back just a few years. Of course, my favorite year was the 80s, the Edmonton Oilers, who were doing some great things. That's when I got introduced to hockey and fell in love with it.
With Gretzky, sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Grant Fuhrer, Mark Messier, all those guys. So here we got Colorado Avalanche this year, Tampa Bay in 2021, Tampa Bay in 2020. Then you had St. Louis Blues 2019.
Two in a row. Okay.
Yeah, Washington Capitals in 2018. Of course, my team, the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2017, 2016. Chicago
they beat
Blackhawks
Columbus
in 2015. Los Angeles Kings in 2014. Chicago again in 2013. Los Angeles Kings in 2012. Boston Bruins, Chicago, Pittsburgh, Detroit. Then you got Anaheim, Carolina, Tampa Bay, New Jersey, Detroit, Colorado. I'm at the 2000 right now with New Jersey, Dallas, Detroit, Colorado, New Jersey. Oh my gosh, guys. 1993, the Montreal Canadiens is the last time Canada has won an NHL Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So, somebody help me out here. What is going on, Skinner?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, you've got Canadians up and down the lineups throughout all the teams, but yeah, you're right. You know, you think of hockey, you think of Canada, and you think of Russia. Those are the two big hockey beds in the world. But I'm flabbergasted that you said 1993 was the last Canadian team to win the NHL.
Yeah, shocking. Now, I know there has been the world has become smaller with a lot of major sports. You see the NFL has been reaching out, playing games overseas, London, things like that. And of course, basketball is a great example. Your top players in basketball are the overseas guys. You know, right. Jokic, Embiid, Antetokounmpo from Greece. And we used to dominate basketball in the Olympics. Now it's like they kind of catching up. These teams are catching up, you know, and some of the great players in the NFL now are in our NBA. I will say this about Golden State. I appreciate to see some American basketball players dominate again because the overseas guys were taking over. So I appreciate that much. But to see Canada, 1993, I know they are stewing over there about this.
Yeah,
it's just different. It's just different. It's not like a guy. You can only, if you're a Canadian team, you can only draft Canadian players or vice versa. Like you said, it's just part of the league. So guys can go anywhere and play.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, there's a lot of traditionalists. Guys grow up in Canada.
I'm sure about
with
that.
A hockey stick in their hand, and I want to play for Montreal. I want to play for all
Vancouver.
Vancouver, right? You got to think that there's a lot of traditionalists, and that they would. I don't know. I'd like to look at it and see if there's a growing sentiment or resentment towards that. So very interesting. But that's what I got in sports right there. Real quick in music, guys. A couple of things happened on this date I want to point out. One, in 1970, Queen performed as the band Smile, which was Roger Taylor and their guitar player Brian May's band. Previous band name. They weren't even Queen yet. They did an early version of Stone Cold City, and of course the rest is history. We've all seen Bohemian Rhapsody, which is an incredible movie, I thought. Anyway, guys, I've often said Queen is the one band who, when they came out, they were 20 years ahead of their time, and they've been, well, I know they're back now, but when they were gone, they were still 20 years ahead of every band. Where do you think Queen belongs in the annals of rock history? Skinner, start with you.
They're in the conversation for top 5, I think, of all time. And just watching Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, was absolutely incredible. To listen to the story, to watch the story of how they started and where Freddie Mercury came from. You know, that man had a hell of a life with his, lifestyle prior to making it big. But Queen,
even his family, where he came from, and he had a lot. Yeah. Before he was Freddie.
Arguably has to be a top 5 band, no matter what genre of music of all time.
Okay,
they got to be in the conversation.
Yeah, I'm with that. It's Freddie had one of the greatest vocals of any rock band ever. So again, if there's a Mount Rushmore of rock vocalists, I know we mentioned this on the show before, but he's definitely on that for sure.
Yeah.
So
they check off quite a few important boxes. Number one, they got one of the greatest grooves of all time, and another one, Bites the Dust. Number two, they got one of the greatest anthems of all time, We Will Rock You. And they got one of the greatest celebration songs of all time, We Are the Champions.
Yep.
And one of the greatest vocalists. So pretty impressive. Okay, also, guys, on this day, 1970, the Jackson 5 started the week a run at number one with The Love You Save. I think this band don't get enough credit for all the hits that they've had and what they've done for music. I don't think they get played enough. Every song you play of the Jackson 5, you start moving and grooving. Where do you put them at in music history? Fish?
Well, I mean, certainly one of the most successful family acts of all time. You get them with Osmonds, the Bee Gees. There's not too many, but yeah, I'm with you. I listen to the 70 station all the time. They play a lot of the Jackson 5. Like I say, just great groove, great singing. Michael sounded great when he was younger. They're very entertaining, and they were a real talent.
Yeah, Skinner.
I agree with you. I don't think they get enough credit that they deserve. I'm with Fish. I can't tell you all the hits that they've had over the years, but you put a song in front of me or in my ears, I'm going to be able to tell you that, yep, that's Jackson 5, and yep, that's a good song.
And I'd like to hear more bands remake their songs. I remember Sheryl Crow did a remake a few years ago, but I thought you'd hear more bands remake some of their songs right now.
And they had a Saturday morning cartoon. That's taking you way back there.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember
the Jackson 5
sure
or
did.
the Jacksons, whatever it was, but animated Jackson 5 cartoon they had there for a minute. Yep.
I remember you got ABC, I Want You Back, Who's Loving You, I'll Be There, Can You Feel It, The Love You Save, Dancing Machine, Shake Your Body. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The list goes on and on. So anyway, hopefully we'll hear more of them in the future here and get some remakes. Okay, guys, that's all I got in sports and music. Let's get some pop culture, Fish.
All right.
Whoa. I'm sorry. This day in music history.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yep.
One of the great
forgot.
comeback specials ever. We didn't have cable. We didn't have streaming services. But on television, the comeback show of the decade, it was his first comeback show, Elvis Presley, came out in all black leather, set in the middle of a crowd of mostly women.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was great. That was set up and did his thing. It is an iconic view. Just a picture of him sitting there is an iconic picture, let alone the performance within itself. Obviously, this was the first of two comebacks that he had. His second one was years later, with the iconic Kung Fu style suit and all that going on. But this was a very, very important moment in the history of Elvis. And I'm going to let Fish take it away from there with some pop culture, starting with some Elvis movie.
Yeah, that's right. Now, what a look, by the way. How many dudes can pull off an all-leather suit? It's probably him
Just
and
me and
Murphy.
Elvis. Just me and Elvis.
That's,
oh, yeah. Me,
you?
Me, Elvis, and Eddie. Yes.
That's right. That's right. Actually, I have a Christmas ornament of Elvis in the black suit.
Like a thong thing, but whatever.
That's right. The leather chaps, Chris.
Yes,
Shut up. Don't get him started.
Christophus. Yeah, that's right.
Christophus would have something to say about that.
All right.
That's right.
I should open my mouth.
Used to be frightened by all the wine coolers I saw. I was scared I wouldn't pick the right one. Luckily, I did. It was the most refreshing one of them all, Sun Country Wine Cooler. You see, Sun Country is a blend of premium white wine and real fruit juice. That's what gives it its great taste. Sun Country, say, give me the real juice cooler. If you don't say Sun Country, you'd better sleep with your lights on.
So, the Elvis movie opened up over the weekend. at big numbers. So just this past weekend, it was number 2. So Maverick was still number 1 at 9 point. This is domestic, okay, 9.3 million. Elvis is right behind it at 8.5 million over the weekend. Jurassic World was 8.3. Those are your big 3. So Elvis, big numbers to open up. And I know a few people, including Dean. I do the Convincing Idiots podcast with. He saw it, said it was terrific. I've seen a lot of positive word of mouth reviews as well. So I think this is going to be another one to where, like Maverick, people that go see it, they like it, they tell their friends, he gets some good reviews, it encourages people to go check it out. So I think, I don't know if it's going to top Maverick, who's just grossed $1 billion literally worldwide.
I would think it would, though. I mean, it's
going to be up there. It's going to be up there, man.
Well, we'll have our own review here on It Came From GenX next week. Fish and I are going to go see it Thursday. Fortunately, Skinner will be out of town, but we'll give you our 2 cents on the matter and see how that goes.
Rumor has it Tom Hanks may have an Oscar nod for his part.
Yes, and I also heard, too, that Nicolas Cage makes a surprise in the movie. That's what I heard. I don't know, Skinner.
So I we were talking on pre-production. I think I'm going to try to pull Marcy off the chair next to the pool and go see the Elvis movie while we're down. You leave
Miss Marcy alone. Let her sit by the pool.
That's a long movie, dude. It's like 2 hours 40 minutes. It's a long movie.
That's all right. So, I think it's. Yeah. I think that way I can do that. Do that with you guys next week.
Okay. Cool. All right. So this is current pop culture news. All right. There is a hot platform out there making some news.
Hold on, let me get my bucket.
Yeah. So it's a photo selling website called Feet Finder. Okay. Talked about this on the other podcast. So it's getting a lot of publicity out there, positive and negative. So basically what it is you have to spend $4.99 per month to get access to this service. Okay. And it is for selling pictures of your feet. So you put your feet pics up. People can buy them. You make money from that. Maybe you make money, maybe you don't, but you're spending $5 a month to use the service. So it's obviously a risk on your own part. It's for a feet fetish. And it's taking some flack right now because some people are saying that people are putting testimonials out there that are untrue, that they're making all this money and all this type of stuff to try to encourage people to use the service. So, very interesting. I mean, who knows what the hell people are doing with pictures of people's feet? We have a general idea, I'm sure, what people are doing. But and there's even now you can find tutorials out there on YouTube, actually. Hey, here's how you can improve your chances of selling feet pics on Feet Finder. So they give you tips on whatever, lighting and look and all this type of stuff. So it is an interesting world that we live in with social media and with the internet and everything else here. So I'll start with Skinner here. Skinner, what do you think? Do you have any personal experience, perhaps, with Feet Finder, sir? What do you think about all this? Is it a sign the world's going to is the world's going to hell in a handbasket, or is it
the freaking world's going to hell with this? It's funny that Keith brought up the fact that
he wasn't just upset over Roe versus Wade.
No, but it's funny that you had made mention previously when we talked about this, that my stance on feet on the human body hasn't changed in all these years.
Yes.
That's the most disgusting part of the body.
20 years ago.
Like I was telling you, my daughter went and got a pedicure this weekend, and my first thought to mine was, how the hell is that individual that's doing these nails and doing these feet? I don't know if I got to give them credit, give them props, or I'm just disgusted by them for being able to do that. But there's a market out there. Those that are attempting to utilize that market for income More power to him, but you'll never catch my ass on that site whatsoever.
Yep. Keith, what do you think of the whole concept
He's
of
losing
feet
it over
finder?
here.
Okay, all right, look. I don't know where you guys get your news from, but let me give you a more current headline than what you just gave. Water is wet.
Yep.
Where have you guys been? This has been going on forever, since the internet was invented.
Well, foot fetish, sure, absolutely.
I
get
don't
that.
know where this feet, whatever it's called, just came
Feet
from.
finder.
That's amateur hour, man. This has been going on. There's been so many sites, dude. Listen, I used to be a part of everyone that was on Facebook. Go to Tanya's toe page. You want to see a real good one?
Oh no, I don't want to see none of that.
She's the queen. I don't know where this story came from, man. These sites have been around for 20, 30, 40 freaking years. I mean, It's just ridiculous. You're not going to make no money on feetfinder.com. The way you do it is you get it out there. You go to one of these sites that are like, you can find them off the internet, okay? And you list with them and you get personal donors. That's how you get it. You set up a Cash App or something like that. That's how you make the serious money. Everybody going to go through some main public foot fetish site. You got to get you some private donors where they tell you what they want to see. This is the color they want to see your nails this week. This is the kind of shoe they want to see you in. They want to see an ankle. They want to see your soles, whatever. That's how you do it. This has been going on for a long time. I'm a foot lover, and I have met some guys know my past. I've had some of the most beautiful women and seen their feet and broke up with them. If you ain't got gorgeous feet, I don't want to talk to you. So, and I've been with some women that ain't so good looking, but they had the most beautiful feet, and I couldn't stay away from them. So
you have too much knowledge about this subject.
Well, I have so much knowledge. I'm not going to tell you how much knowledge I have.
I don't want to know.
I'm not going to begin to tell you how much knowledge I have.
If you subscribe to our Patreon account, you may or may not find pictures of Keith's feet. So,
no, you won't.
Yep.
No, you won't.
Yep.
No, you
Yep.
won't.
Yep. We also
I'm
have
an admirer, not a
We have
participant.
another one we're launching is Outro Finder, GenX Outro Finder. So for a small donation, Skinner will read whatever outro you wish.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
You can just get your outro read in Skinner's voice.
That's right.
Oh, God.
Okay, so there you have it. So if the feet, Roe v. Wade being overturned, feet finder, it's just the world's going to crap.
Listen,
I don't even know. Go ahead.
I know it takes different strokes for different folks, but some of you ladies out there, you don't need to have your feet on a website. So just be real, okay?
Yep. I would not be overly thrilled if Peyton had her feet on
I seen a
feet
chick
finder.
one time. She could peel a banana with her feet. I mean, it was toes this long.
Man, I don't need that visual.
All right, so time. Okay, all right. So this week in pop culture history. Oh, by the way, so we won't get into maybe next week into this. Have you guys seen the Obi-Wan finale?
Yes.
On Disney Plus.
Oh yeah. We don't have enough time to talk about that. Let's save that for next week. But what an incredible series.
Okay, we'll talk more about that. All three of us are big Star Wars fans, so we'll talk more about that.
You know what it made me do?
Time.
I went back and watched Star Wars: A New Hope. I went back and watched Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi 3 nights in a row.
There you go. Very good. Okay. Yeah, I thought it tied together very nicely. But yeah, we'll talk more about that maybe next week here. Okay, so this week in pop culture history, back in June 26th, so yesterday, we're shooting this on Monday, June 27th. Another Elvis story, Keith. So you talked about the Comeback Special years later in 1977. So just 9 short years later from his huge Comeback Special, Elvis performed his final concert of his life in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then in August of that year, he passed away. So I know we'll talk more about Elvis on the anniversary of his death week, I'm sure. But last concert unbeknownst to him, in his life. So, yep. June 27th, 1985, Route 66 is officially taken off the map. So it was one of the original highways in the U.S. highway system. Obviously has a lot of notoriety and music and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I have never driven on Route 66. Have you guys driven on Route 66 in your life?
I don't recall ever driving on Route 66, but my question is why?
Why did they remove it?
Yes.
Let's see here. I think it was just they said,
I mean, I know it became a part of pop culture. Like you said, it's in songs. People got their kicks on Route 66 and all that stuff. But I don't see why that's called to remove it. I know why they removed the song removed the number 8675309. I know that. That makes sense, but
I just think it wasn't travel with the new interstates and everything else. So it says, but several states have adopted bypass sections and renamed them Historic Route 66. So, yeah, I think it just was a victim of all the new interstates and the expressways across the country. So I think it was as simple as that. So, yep, that's it. Skinner, you ever wrote Route 66 or the new historic Route 66s that they've put out there?
I'm trying to remember if we did. I drove that area from Oklahoma City to San Diego, and we went through the southern part of the country. I think we did, but I was 12 years old, so obviously that was for almost 40 years ago. But I have driven that area, like I said, from Oklahoma City down in through New Mexico and Arizona and all that. But I remember the drive, but I don't remember Route 66, truthfully.
Okay. It was established on November 11th, 1926, and ran from Chicago to Santa Monica, California, covered 2,448 miles. That was the original route back in its time. Okay, on June 29th, 1975, Steve Wozniak tests the Apple I computer.
Apple
hard to think
I.
Hard to think it went all the way back there, and it sold for $666.66. It formed Apple Computer, and the Apple I sold for $666.66. It is said that Wozniak had no idea the relation to the computer and the beast, and said, I just came up with it because I like 3 digits. So that was why he sold it for that number. But he tested the first working prototype, and obviously started a whole new world in the world of personal computers back in 1975. I never owned an Apple. Did you guys ever own an Apple computer or a Mac or anything like that now?
I've never owned an Apple. Of course, you guys remember my band Shadow Play, or at least Tanya had one, and so I worked on that one extensively, trying to learn how to make band flyers and things like that. Of course, I was very computer illiterate back then. Interesting note, though, the cost of that computer is a significant part of a movie. You guys, I know this title is going to throw you off, but have you ever seen the movie American Satan?
I have not.
No.
Awesome, amazing, fascinating movie about a band who they lived in different states, but they made music. The singer was awesome. Guitar player was awesome. Our guitar player was actually in England, and he came to the States. They all met in California and formed a band. They wanted to make it bad, and they kept running into Roddy McDowell all over the place. He was a bum 1 minute, and he was something else. And he was actually Satan, and this band made a pact with him. They had to kill a guy to go from being nobodies to like the biggest band in the world, called American Satan. I know American Satan, they were called that might have been, but it's a very interesting movie. It talks about some of the things you got to do to make it out there, and they throw in the fact of what that computer costs, and it ties into the story of some very interesting things. You might want to check it out. The music was amazing. The story was amazing, and I just found out that guy who played the lead vocalist is actually in a real band called Black Veil Brides. And if you haven't seen them and you want to see something different and hear something different, utterly amazing.
Okay. Very good. Keep it in mind. All right. right. July 1st, all the way back in 1984, the PG rating is introduced. So, yeah, of course, we know at the time you had G, PG, R, and X. You didn't have that kind of go between there. So I know we saw some movies back in our time that were rated PG that were like, some of that stuff was kind of pushing the envelope, and so they came out with that PG-13, which basically says that parents are strongly cautioned to give special guidance for the attendance of children under 13. So some material may be inappropriate for young children. The first movie with that new rating was Red Dawn, the war movie back in its time here. So didn't really change how we saw movies in our era, because we were already of age for the most part, and teenagers and all that type of stuff. But I don't know. Did you use that as a factor when you were taking your young kids to see movies? Did PG-13 mean that much to you? Did you appreciate the added warning? Then later, of course, they came out with NC-17 after that at some point. But I don't know. Any thoughts on the PG-13? Like I said, did you use it at all when your kids were growing up? What movies you took them to? Keith, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Skinner. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what I remember is it wasn't consistent. You have one movie that was PG-13, it had this, that, and another, and you watch another movie with the same type of criteria, and it was listed as a PG movie. So, no, I didn't put much base into it as far as taking my kids when they were younger.
Okay. Keith, what about you?
It's just one of those things you paid attention to in passing. That it wasn't the sole basis of what I did. My kid basically saw all G movies when he was of a certain age. It was basically based on what I thought he could handle and should handle. But I did pay attention to it. But I don't know, man. I don't know if people do anymore or even really care. I mean, the lines are so blurred right now. You can watch TV and hear some of the most unbelievable language and see nudity on certain channels anymore.
Sure.
Watch Comedy Central and watch one of those roasts. I mean, there's no holds barred. So I don't know, man. It's really weird.
Yeah, you're right. As a parent these days, they just have to be more informed. You're right about that, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Like you say, some of it's common sense, like you said, but at the time, I'm sure some parents used it to help make some decisions. Who knows?
I would imagine some do.
Yeah. Okay, guys. And then July 2nd, way back in 1945, the very first Wal-Mart opened its doors. Some may not believe it's been around that long, actually. So Sam Walton bought a Ben Franklin store in Bentonville, Arkansas in 1945. Early focus was to sell a high-volume merchandise at prices lower than its competitors. So that's kind of remained its strategy to this day. And that original store is now the Wal-Mart Museum. So Wal-Mart obviously has become a huge corporation. It's everywhere. Frankly, I go to Wal-Mart for a lot of stuff. I go there for a lot of different type of essentials, like cleaning products. I can get I was here this week. I got insulin and syringes for my dog. You could buy them there for very cheap, much cheaper than you can a lot of different places. So it's a very affordable care for him. So I get some gardening stuff from them. So they sell, as we know, a lot of stuff at definitely competitive prices. Some of the quality may not be as good as other places. So you kind of get what you pay for in many respects. But now they're doing more and more self-checkouts. It's becoming more the new model of Walmart's, even around here, to where you have fewer and fewer personal cashiers and a lot more self-checkouts, and they're organizing them so you can try to check yourself out more quickly and keep moving. So I don't know. It's definitely a huge thing. Others certainly say a store like that's coming to town. You price out the mom and pop stores, the non-chain stores, and you wipe them out. So is Walmart a good thing or not such a good thing? Keith, what do you think?
Really conflicting. I've been very against Walmart for a long time. for some of the overseas practices and some of the things they've done here in the States. I know when I was attending the University of Akron, we studied a class action lawsuit that was going on against Wal-Mart, and they lost, by the way. Wal-Mart had their general managers, the guys who was in charge of district stores, go around the country and go to each store individually. And let's say you worked 47 hours that week. They were going into the time computer and taking the 7 hours and putting it on next week. So you got 40 hours this week and 7 hours into the week already coming to stop paying the overtime. That's what they were doing. They got caught. They lost. So I really can't stand them as a corporation. The 5 Walmart children own them now. They all make in excess of $2 billion a year in profit. And somebody did the study that said if they gave every single employee full coverage insurance, it wouldn't even scratch one of their billions. And they showed it to them and they refused to do it. So I hate them as a corporation. The only reason I wouldn't ban them now is because all the people that would be out of a job because of them. But I try when I can go to a place like Ace, a hardware store, which I think is a phenomenal store. But it's hard to beat when they have the prices like they do at a Walmart store. So as a corporation, I really hate them. So.
Yep. Skinner, how do you feel about Walmart?
I'm not negative or positive. They changed the way retail works these days.
Yep. That's true.
You know, and they changed it. Target kind of goes along with their same type of stuff. But you know, my family uses Walmart. They got cheaper prices for name brand stuff. So, but I agree with Porter when it comes to the way they treated their employees. Have a huge issue with that. But as far as their products and services, you know, you pay for what you get what you pay for.
Yeah. They have some great practices, though. I appreciate it, that they need to get back to. What happened to the old people greeting you at the door? I thought that was great. They would hire all the elderly people as greeters. They still have greeters, but it ain't like it used to be. And I miss that.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, in some respects, I'm sure there's folks working at some Walmarts that maybe their skill set or time or whatever it is wouldn't allow them to get a job in a lot of different places. So I'm sure it does bring income into some folks that may have not had that opportunity prior. But you're right, they should. I've heard about some of those practices as well. So any company that's that profitable, you should have a lot of bare minimums for your employees.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. Like you say, benefits and everything else. So yeah, it ain't going anywhere. It's here to stay. If you have any area at all that has any type of population, they're going to put up a damn Walmart. That's for sure. It's just going to continue. So,
here you go. Jim Walton, $66.9 billion. Alice Walton, $66 billion. S. Robeson Walton, $65.7 billion. Luke Walton, $16.7 billion. That's what they all make.
Wow, that's
incredible.
Wow. Yep.
That's their all net worth.
Well, you know, as soon as Keith puts up his feet on Feet Finder, I bet you he's going to make a run at some of those numbers.
We're going to be some poor people, man.
That's right.
If you do buy a picture, I want to know who you are. I got some other stuff to tell you.
That's right. That's right. As soon as some of you folks out there, you know, give us a couple more likes and subscribes, we're gonna make a run at Luke. Was it Luke Walton? What is his name?
Luke Walton. Yes.
Luke Walton, like the coach.
He's the poor one of the. Yeah, he's the poor one of the bunch. He only has $16 billion.
Okay, well, you feel bad for him. Yeah.
I do too.
Poor kid.
And donations, please.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. I tell you what. One product that you cannot find. This is not low quality. This is a high quality product that you're not going to find at a Walmart. This is still a family owned business that's not refuses to be sucked up by Walmart and the conglomerate.
Yes.
Right. RPM Bike Shop out of Carrollton, Ohio. Quality electric bikes at an affordable price. I want you to find them on Facebook, RPM Bike Shop. All their contact information's there. You have a
we were
website
there
as well.
We were in the
That's
heart
right.
of RPM 2 weekends ago, looking
That's
at
right.
incredible bikes. Got to see them up close, and I'm telling you, people, they are worth it.
That's right. Maybe you could ride your electric bike to Walmart, get some cheap stuff, and then head back home and save your money on gas, that type of thing. So go check them out. We appreciate them being a sponsor, and we appreciate their support out there. So
Julie and Rob
yep.
Roebuck, love you.
That's right. And another thing, Keith, that's not going to be sucked up by a conglomerate and a worldwide. We could be offered billions of dollars, and it's not going to be sucked into the inner workings of a big business like that. And that is Skinner's outro. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he's right here.
Priceless.
that's right. So
It is all priceless.
that's right. We took last week off. Yeah, we were going to shoot without you, Keith. But Skinner said, no, I need one more week.
The work is outro out. Okay.
That's right. To continue to fine tune it. And here we are.
Here we are.
It is now yet another opportunity
Are you kidding me?
for another flawless outro.
Well,
What's that?
I got cheers to you guys. Cheers to our listeners. It is the end of the road
Yes.
for this week. But so for Brian Fisher and Keith Porter, I'm Michael Skinner. We're the guys from Gen X. We wish you well, and we'll see you next week.
And he did it, Keith. Stay strong,
God.
Gen X.
Stay strong, everybody.
Hey, this is Skinner from Came From GenX. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and like, and we'll see you next time.